The complaint in a chilling child abuse case reveals the parents wouldn't sign releases for the county to investigate. So when and for what do officials need permission to ask questions?
News 3 continues to dig into a child abuse case that has had many people asking, was there a way to know sooner? I'm Sarah Carlson.
And I'm Eric Franke. First, an update on the 15-year-old victim and the outpouring of support for her. These are some of the cards the county has received for the girl. After they're screened, they'll be delivered. Police and her family are still working to set up a fund for her.
Her parents, Chad Crichton and Melinda Drabeck Crichton, along with stepbrother Joshua Drabeck, are still behind bars on charges including felony child abuse. The Night Team's David Douglas looks at if parents can stand in the way of a child abuse investigation. David.
Sarah, among the allegations the girl's parents face is an attempt to inhibit the recent Department of Human Services investigation and even cover up their alleged crimes. But years earlier, records show they stood in the way of another investigation and did so legally.
People have a right to privacy in regards to parenting. That's a protected right under the law.
In 2007, a criminal complaint says Chad Crichton exercised part of that right, refusing to sign releases to help out a Dane County Human Services investigation and barring officials from interviewing his now 15-year-old daughter.
The parent or the owner of the private property has the right to say we cannot, to bar us access to the child.
Julie Annan manages Child Protective Services for the county and says usually there's a way around the parents.
If a child is attending a public school, we can go to the school and interview the child without the parent's permission.
But if a child isn't school age yet, class is out for the summer, or like in the Drabeck Crichton case, is homeschooled, a knock on the door may go legally unanswered, making an investigation harder.
Those cases can be more complicated as far as gaining access.
I'm not sure that the law prevents us from unearthing some abuse and neglect that occurs so much as just human dynamics.
Lynn Green, director of Dane County Human Services, says she doesn't feel current laws restrict them from uncovering child abuse. More often, she says, kids just won't talk. And she's confident in this case, her staff did all they could.
I believe that we appropriately screened out and did not have the grounds to intervene any more fully.
And a note about terminology, screened out refers to cases where a report has been made, but the information it contains does not rise to a legal level that allows an investigation. And when parents don't cooperate, CPS can involve the police and does have other means when necessary to compel people to speak.
So, David, when a parent does sign a release for information, what could that be for?
Things like medical records, which doctors have the ability to provide during investigation, but don't necessarily have to. Also, maybe for a school or a daycare provider to talk to them. And those people can speak to CPS during an investigation without those releases, but it's at their discretion. With the releases, they would have to give up the information.
All right. Thank you so much, David.